Hi there, and welcome back to our final fabulous segment here on Cityline. With me is someone who I absolutely adore. I have had the pleasure of seeing this person in different settings, and this person is the full meal deal. I'm talking about Brendan Nelson, who is the Executive Director of Hilltop Action Coalition. Welcome, my dear.
Thank you. It's
Don't
good to be
you
here.
look gorgeous.
We are twins today.
We are. Okay, Cheryl, I need some shoe cam, some sock cam here. Would you hold up your foot just for a second? Look at these socks. Wow. Okay, Hilltop Artists is jealous that you have these on because they, of course, supply all of our great glass. So let's talk about how and when did Hilltop Action Coalition start?
So the Hilltop Action Coalition started about 35 years ago. So I was just
You are a twinkle.
just a tiny one then, but it started about 35 years ago, and just in response to the violence and the crime that was happening here in the Hilltop community, and folks saying we want to take back our community, and that has definitely been, I guess, just a driving force for the work that we've been doing most recently. But now, as we think about where we are in 2022, we know the violence and crime still exists, but it's not like it was in the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
And so our mission and kind of vision has definitely shifted. But we are so grateful for just the founding folks of the Hilltop Action Coalition who have done some great work just throughout the Hilltop community that we are still seeing today.
And you said the magic word, and that's team. How many people are a part of your team? And tell us who they are. So when we see them on the streets, we can thank them.
So on our team, there's myself, and then there's Selena Choi, who's our program manager. She's amazing, has done some great work since she's been with us. And then our board of directors are absolutely amazing. We are an organization that we have working board members. So not only do these folks have full-time jobs, well, actually, not only do they have full-time jobs, but they also are serving in a huge capacity on our board. So there's Michelle Lemons, who serves as our board president.
Oh, okay, I sat on the HRC committee with her, and she's still a community member at large. Say no more.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, the angels are singing in heaven right now when it comes to Michelle Lemons.
Yes.
Woo!
Yep.
Okay, keep
she's
going.
Absolutely amazing.
Wow.
Alyssa Torres serves on our board
Another
as well.
one.
Yeah. So I know you know these names really
do.
well. Hunter Henderson, who's serving with us, who brings great passion, and Tiffany Reyes, Hilltop resident, who actually fell in love with the Hilltop Action Coalition through one of our business crawls in August of 2020. She had just moved here 2 weeks prior with her family, fell in love with the work and the event, and just started supporting us from then on, and now she's serving on our board. So just many thanks to our board members to help lead the coalition.
My goodness. So when we think about services, so what services does your organization provide? And is it only for the Hilltop neighborhood? Because you started this segment talking about back when this was started all those years ago. You know, I was thinking about, I remember Tacoma, and it was just that Bloods and Crips thing up from California. And that was what Tacoma had to bear.
Right.
But that was just a small section. So now, what other areas and services do you provide, or is it still just the Hilltop area?
So we are definitely still serving the Hilltop area, and it's so important for us because there have been so many things that have come to the Hilltop community, and the voices of people from the community have not been a part of the process.
That's right.
And so we are a small organization, but we are that anchor for the Hilltop community, to where if the Housing Authority is doing a development, which they have 4 slated to happen, be developed here in the Hilltop, we're saying, what are you doing to engage the community?
Thank you.
What type of resources and services are going to be available for the folks who are going to be living there? We're working with Forterra, who has a development opening coming up in the Hilltop as well. So our services are really anchored around providing our community with the resources and the understanding of what's coming, but then not just what's coming, but how do you engage in that? How do we get people on the jobs that are doing the developments? How do we get people access to the resources, and how do we help them navigate it?
There we go.
Right? So we've hosted financial resource events to help people get just become aware and understanding their own finances, so they can be in a position to either own a home or be in a good place to where they can make some good sound decisions. So it takes a lot of folks to be able to make that work, and so our heart is Hilltop for sure.
Yes, absolutely.
We have been a community for so many years that was overlooked. Now there's this like, oh, everybody wants
Everybody
piece of the
wants a
Hilltop.
piece of the Hilltop now.
And
Yes.
so we want to make sure that the native Hilltop folks are kind of that first priority of what's coming here. You know about it, you have access to it.
That's right.
So that's really important for us.
And there's another phrase that's running through my mind, Brendan, that I want to just put out there, and that is that, as you said, everybody wants a piece of the Hilltop now because it is the hip place to be. But I loved what you said in the sense of, and this is what I heard, Hilltop Action Coalition is now, they have built the table, they are at the table, and they're inviting people to the table, because there's something also that goes on when something becomes the it place to be, and that's gentrification, and that's not always good,
Right.
because you take away people's identity and their roots. You dilute all of the culture and all the richness,
Absolutely.
and that's what Hilltop is known for.
Yeah.
I mean, I eat in the Hilltop area exclusively because the food is so good. And it's like, I don't want to see a lot of chains and restaurants and drive-throughs in the Hilltop. I don't want to look at that when I'm having, greens at Quickie 2. I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
So based upon my demands, what can we expect with Hilltop Action Coalition before the year ends? Because it's September 1st.
Yeah. So it'll be here before you know it. But
Yep.
I think it's just what you said. We want to continue being that organization that's right there at the center of, this new business is coming
Yes.
to the community. How are you going to serve the community? What culturally? That's one of the things that
That's it.
we've been really working with other organizations on. Is really about how do we reclaim that culture for the Hilltop. If a lot of folks don't know this, but the Hilltop is a 150-year historically Black community, right? So we are working along with others to restore that and
That's right.
and to reclaim that. And that comes through food, that comes through art, that comes through businesses, Black-owned businesses, which is what we're trying to see. So we're going to do our part to really support these new housing developments that are coming up, but not also just the development, but what's going to be in there. We want to see Black-owned businesses coming back. So let's make sure we can get them in there, but not just get them in there, but how do we help them sustain and be here for the long haul?
Absolutely. In this last few minutes, I want you to kind of take a trip with me. And where do you see Hilltop Action Coalition in the next couple of years? I mean, you've talked about what you just said in terms of really keeping Hilltop healthy, education, opportunities. But there's also another piece in here I want to address, and that is that Mayor Woodards has proclaimed, and we are working on, an anti-racist city. How does your organization fit into that?
Yeah, I think it's that, just going back to what I said earlier, is like we want to hold people accountable. If the city is saying this is what we want to do, then we're asking, when are you going to do it? How's it going to work? What does that look like?
That's right.
And then we will work to bring our community together to have events that can be hosted. I mean, we have to stop talking and really put some action behind what we're doing. And that's really what we're about, is let's put some action, Hilltop Action.
That's right.
Let's put some action behind what we are saying. I think Hilltop is tired. All of Tacoma is tired of hearing things, but really no action. And so we definitely want to see things change, not just for the Hilltop, but for Tacoma overall. And so we have many residents who are eager to kind of just jump in, ask those tough questions, but also journey along with us and others who are willing to make those changes. And it takes a lot of work. Yep. We have a long way to go, but we, as the mayor says, we're just better together. And so we have to do this. We have to do this together. So
speaking of together, I need to have you back on this couch sooner than later.
Yes.
Okay.
Most definitely.
And you got to bring Michelle with you next time.
Oh yeah, we will.
All right. I'm serious. Thank you for being
you.
here today and for all the great work that you do. Thank you to you and your team.
Thank you so much.
And I can't wait to give you a hug once the camera
goes
on. Well, that wraps up another great segment of Cityline. It is truly always a pleasure and a privilege to be in your home. We've given you some great things to think about in this past hour, so please go out there, be a part of that tapestry, and above all, pay it forward. And when you come back, as always, we'll be waiting for you right here at Cityline. Take care.
Where you'll stay, yeah. Tacoma, that's my home. From the pines to the dawn. Tacoma, that's my home, yeah. Tacoma, that's my home. Tacoma, that's my home. Place I call my own. Tacoma, that's my home, yeah. Tacoma, that's my home. Oh, right, you're from the East Coast. Oh, right, you're from the West. From the middle, but Tacoma's still the best. Alright, you're from the East Coast. Alright, you're from the West. Alright, you're from the middle, but Tacoma's still the best. Hey, Tacoma, that's my home. From the pines to the dawn. Tacoma, that's my home. Yeah, Tacoma, that's my home. Tacoma, that's my home. Place I call my own. Tacoma, that's my home, yeah. Tacoma, that's my home. Tacoma, that's my home. From the pines to the dawn.